Hi everyone, Dan Edson with Highlight My Town. We're here in Autumn Ridge subdivision, the perfect example of the growth that we're seeing here in Belton. And we're here today to give you an inside scoop of what's going on in Belton, and I'm joined with the Community Development Director, Matt Wright. Thanks for coming, appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Matt, tell us about the unified code development rewrite that the city did a couple months back. It makes it easier for clients that are looking to renovate their homes in downtown Belton or do some remodeling and stuff like that. How does that affect residents?
Yeah, one of the big priorities of the 2050 Comprehensive Plan, which was adopted in 2024, is to really help with reinvestment in existing neighborhoods and also allow infill development on vacant lots or smaller lots within those neighborhoods. The Unified Development Code is currently in the process of being updated. We're currently in the drafting stage, and more information about that will be coming out here in the next few months as we're getting those drafts put together. But our goal is to make it easier for property owners, residents, businesses to reinvest in their locations and continue to help improve the property values throughout the city.
Let's talk about the buzz around town, the new entertainment district in Belton. The mayor announced that. What can you tell us about this new entertainment district, and what is the timeline for 2026 when the first shovels hit the ground?
Yeah, so the District 163 project, which is actually going to be rebranded as the Uptown District in Belton. That project includes entertainment, a large entertainment venue, along with 5 different commercial pad sites for restaurants. It also includes just a little under 600 multifamily units in 2 different developments. So one of them will be more of your traditional garden style apartment complex, kind of like the Encore across the street. And then the second phase will include a mixed use building, which will have ground floor commercial with 4 floors of apartments above that. So we're excited to see that get started. First, we have to take it through the process and make any modifications through that process that are needed to bring that forward. So optimistic timeline on that. They could potentially be starting some groundwork in the summer, but I don't think you'll see anything significant there probably till fall at the earliest.
600 homes though, that sounds exciting for the area.
Yeah, so it's all combined. It's about the same number of units as the Encore and the Center 301 apartments behind Target and Home Depot combined. But we think that is going to really help support the entertainment uses and the restaurant uses, which is something that Belton residents and citizens outside of Belton in the Northwest Cass County area have asked for many years. So we're hoping to be able to work with this developer on bringing that to the City of Belton.
Great. Matt, Belton has been the commercial king with Gateway and Marshalls and Ross and some of the chains that have come into Belton. Tell us what the city's doing for some of these non-chain retailers like your boutiques and different things around town to help bring those non-chain retailers to Main Street, North Scott, different areas in Belton.
Yeah. So about 5 years ago, we adopted a 353 property tax abatement program that covers the Old Town grid, which is pretty much everything between North Avenue, South Avenue, Scott, and then roughly Cedar Street, but a few blocks to the east of that. That has really helped spur reinvestment, especially in residential development, but it can definitely be used to rehabilitate commercial properties, especially along the Main Street corridor. That's a great opportunity for property owners to reinvest in those buildings. We do hear a lot of desires for additional restaurants and retail shops along the Main Street corridor, and we do have some spaces that are underutilized or currently empty, and it would be great to see those filled with those desirable businesses. And so that tax abatement program can help with some of those costs to make that feasible. The other thing that we have done over the past year was we know that the North Scott corridor had some challenges, especially with an overlay district that was put in place in 2017. Earlier in 2025, after the comprehensive plan was adopted, we went through a code amendment process to update the land uses and the overlay, really reducing a lot of the barriers that were put in place, at least that what businesses and property owners continue to cite as barriers to them to be able to redevelop and expand their businesses. So replacing that and bringing up some additional modified standards has really helped loosen up those regulations to hopefully make it easier for those businesses to expand and for new businesses to locate on the North Scott corridor.
Matt, let's talk about the Belton advantage. I help a lot of families move to the area here in Belton. Talk to me about the advantage of moving to Belton if you're a young family, or even if you're buying your first home, or maybe the older generation downsizing. What's the advantage to moving to Belton?
I think Belton has a lot of great advantages, and I think we're in a great spot, not only just in kind of our period of growth, but just our location in the metro really sets us up for success. We are conveniently located along the I-49 corridor, close, easily accessible to the city, easily accessible to the 435 loop. So a lot of people can take advantage of that who maybe don't want to live in the city or Jackson County or Johnson County, Kansas. Homes here are more affordable. We have great school districts. And with the additional amenities that continue to grow throughout the city and all of Northwest Cass County, I think we're very well positioned to continue that growth. And that's part of the reason why we've updated a lot of our plans, our comprehensive plan, our current zoning code update is to really set us up for success to continue that growth, especially high quality growth as we grow over the next 20 to 25 years.
Matt, we're here in Autumn Ridge, which is a perfect example of all the new rooftops coming to Belton. How is the city keeping up with the infrastructure and the roads and everything to make way for all this development?
The Autumn Ridge subdivision is located along the South Mullen corridor, which was recently improved about a year and a half ago, widened to a 4-lane road with a center median and a roundabout down at the Cambridge intersection. Autumn Ridge is a good example of kind of what future subdivisions in the city will likely continue to look like. There's a new small apartment complex under construction out in front of the subdivision along the 4-lane road, transitioning back to single family and lower density residential behind. That's typically a good transition to provide that buffer along a major road to have commercial services, mixed use or small apartment buildings, just to be able to provide that buffering and also provide services and other housing options in close proximity. What we've typically seen, in not exclusively Belton, but in other parts of the metro, when you have that mix of different housing options, including apartments and single family homes, is typically people go through kind of a life cycle of housing. So they may, after they get out of school, they'll go they may move into an apartment and they decide that they like the community and decide to invest in a home there. And that's really what we're hoping will continue to happen in Belton, especially with, I know we hear a lot about people don't like more apartments. However, apartments, they serve a very important purpose in our community by providing that step into our community that gets people comfortable with investing here. And our goal is that with those apartments, more single family homes will follow. As people grow out of their apartments, they're able to buy a house in Belton and stay in Belton. And then eventually downsize into something else in Belton as they age out of their single family home. So it's all a cycle, and that's something that we're trying to really support with all of our new developments.
Explain why more rooftops mean more stores and restaurants here in Belton. A lot of people want more restaurants and things like that, and more homes coming to the area means we can support more of those things. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, it's very important for any business that's looking at any city, especially Belton, to know that the population is there and the demographics are there to support their business. There's typically a lot of market research that goes into making those business decisions, and it's a huge risk to invest in a market. And so showing growth in population, especially population density, is really helpful into helping businesses feel comfortable investing in their community. And it's especially critical for local restaurants because it's a much bigger risk from their side. Additionally, supporting existing local restaurants can help trigger to other local businesses that it's a good place to invest because they'll know that they'll have the support. And so we try to balance that. We want businesses of all kinds, whether that's chains or local restaurants, or local businesses in general. And so it's important to patronize those local places to show that there is support for additional businesses and those existing businesses to further invest in them, in their business.
So bottom line, support local.
Yes, that is very important to continue growing our local economy.
Matt, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to chat with us. This is why we do this, folks, to let you know what's going on in the city. And also, if you're looking to buy or sell here in Belton, I'm your guy. And we provide some insider information for you here on Highlight My Town. Thanks for joining us.